I've been called worse. But, hey, listen, Barkley, obviously the Giants at 2. If he's there, you got to take him. If Cleveland does what I think they should do and what Doggy thinks they should do and snags him 1, if you're the Giants and Doggy, you're trading down, right?
I would. I would not draft a quarterback from the Giants. These quarterbacks are not Hall of... Now, I've changed because in the fall I thought you had to, but I don't think these quarterbacks, there's too many warts with all of them. I think Eli, they feel, has got plenty of football left in him. They have upgraded the offense. They will have upgraded the defense. I think that the Giants will trade down. Now, I don't know where to, and I think they take the... I think the Giants would trade down with the idea of taking a guard from Notre Dame as a mid, 6'7". So I don't know where they would trade down to, but that is what I think the Giants would do. Maybe Buffalo, but then they would have to go trade back up because Buffalo's 12th pick is not going to get that guard. So, but I think if somehow, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen, TJ, if the Browns do take Barkley, the Giants would trade down. That would be my prediction. Yes.
No, and 2 quick things. Listen, Allen being immature all those years ago. Hey, at 18, I was doing some things I shouldn't, even though we were listening to you guys every day arguing. But the end-all and be-all of it is, too, besides that, what you were saying before about the Dolphins, spot on. The over-under in Vegas, 7 this year. I think that's the lock of the year to go under. Good luck, dog.
All right, good job there, TJ. Listen, I can't see. I think you can make mistakes as an 18-year-old that are understandable. You can get in a car, unfortunately, with too much booze. You can get caught, buying alcohol legally. You get caught stoned. There are certain things that I would chalk up. I hate to even say this, the pregnancy thing. I know there are things you can chalk up to immaturity, to just being a kid that does something stupid. But I don't know if texting or tweeting those kind of things, if it's fact as real as it appears to be, that's a more deep-seated problem for me. So that's just me. Who knows? I didn't know the context of it. Maybe he's goofing around, a joke that fell off. Can't answer that, but that does bother me a little bit. Dave in Ohio, he's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Dave, good afternoon. Your turn. How are you today? What's happening? And the Cardinals have just tied the Mets up, a ball off Familia out the deep right center. So the Cardinals have tied the Mets on a 1-out single and a 2-out single and a 2-out double. So I got a bummed-out news crew here because Eddie Erickson, not a baseball fan, but he likes the Mets, and Colin Schmeling, who's a Met fan like the Islanders, is upset as Tommy Pham scores. We are 3-3 in the bottom of the 10th. You may continue.
Okay. Hey, good
Go ahead. Yes.
Hey, my call is this. The Browns will take Barkley number 1.
Why do you say that?
You said,
why do you say that?
I'm in Northeast Ohio. These quarterbacks are not – they're just not good enough. There's no Andrew Luck. There's no Elway. There's no Maria. There's nobody that stands out. Okay, and they've got their quarterback now signed in Taylor, and he's a playoff caliber quarterback.
Barely.
Let's take Barkley number 1, but here's the move. Can the Browns go from 4-2 and get shut with a 4th-round pick?
Again, the Browns, David, are not going to escape this draft without a QB. Now, they might, I guess there's still a chance they could take that quarterback at 4 instead of at number 1 and then take Barkley. They could do that, but they are not going to walk out of this draft with Chubb and Barkley and no quarterback. That they're not going to. That I can't deal with. That they're not doing. John in Ohio, he's with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed. Johnny, good afternoon. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing great after that shot last night, dog, and I know you'll get to it.
We'll get to LeBron. We'll get to that. Go ahead.
I know. Anyway, I'm just enjoying it while it lasts because it's almost over. You know what I'm talking about, dog. Anyway, I just wanted to bring up the fact that, and I agree with you, the kid from USC there, Darnold. My issue is this. John Dorsey, you think he's the right guy for the job, correct?
Well, I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't be. He's got a lot of experience with Andy Reid. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I say if Darnold, if we take him number 1, which I don't have a problem with that, can you blame Dorsey or the Browns organization in 2 or 3 years if he turns out to be Ryan? And I'm not saying he's going to be Ryan Leaf, but say he's a Tannehill guy or whatever. So my issue is I hear about this Baker Mayfield thing, and I watch college football more than I watch any other sport because I'm a Buckeyes fan. So I've seen what Mayfield can do. But my issue is a lot of Browns fans are still on that Johnny Manziel syndrome, and he's got those same characteristics as Johnny Manziel does. And I just want to get your thoughts on that, and you may continue.
All right, thank you. That's what I like to say. I'm not sure if Dorsey will get killed if he drafts the quarterback who turns out to be not great, not a bust, but even average. And then there's a quarterback or two behind him who turns out to be a Hall of Famer. That's when Dorsey might be dead by the time we find this out, but that is when Dorsey will get destroyed. If Dorsey walks out of here with only an average quarterback, and then the Jets, Buffalo, Denver, some 3 other teams walk out of here with 3 Hall of Famers, and he somehow picked the wrong one, or 2 Hall of Famers, and he got one of the 2 runs wrong, he'll get killed. That's what it really comes down to. John in Florida, and he's with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed, and he says hello. Johnny, good afternoon. How are you today?
Hey, Doggy. Thanks for the call. I'm a big Cleveland Browns fan. Been living in Florida for the last 15 years. Maybe I'm a little weird, but when I was my son in 1984, 85, he was in high school. I kept him home so I could call him from work, and he could let me know who the Browns drafted. It was all daylight then. That's how exciting and what it meant to me was very important.
Yeah, but again, you didn't have the ready information. It's changed. I remember ESPN getting involved in '80. I remember George Young getting lucky with LT because the Rodgers went to the Saints when they had the number 1 pick. So I mean, it's a cottage industry today. There are so many people who get into this and make their living covering the NFL and college, and there's a conversion here. So there you go. What else for me today? Go ahead.
Dougie, I remember Paul Brown. He wanted a quarterback, and a quarterback went first. So he said, "Oh, I guess I got to draft Jim Brown." It was amazing. That was in
well, that really is a long time ago. Brown came up after the 56. I think his rookie year was 57 because he played 8 years, 57 to 65. So that was his. Now I don't know who he drafted there. I'd have to look at it. Matter of fact, if you can find it, Eddie, why don't you look where the 57 draft was? I think some of that may have been territorial. I don't know. I know the NBA worked that way. I don't know if the NFL did. Probably not. They did not. So I'd have to look at that 57 draft and where, in fact, now the Browns are usually good. So I don't know how they got Jim Brown. We'll have to take a look at that. 11th inning, 3-3 Mets. We continue here on Mad Dog Unleashed.